What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another exotic car reveal.
Yep, so you see the vest, you know where we're at. We are at the Copart yard, and our dry spell of not being able to win cars is finally over. We came out on top on a really good one.
Yeah, it's crazy to think the last like exotic-ish car project takes us all the way back to over a year ago with the 575. Like, that's how long it's been since we've been able to win one of these cars at auction. As you guys know, prices of cars have been just crazy. It's hard to get good deals because everybody wants to buy cars lately.
This will be really great to get back into a hopefully lightly damaged exotic car.
As you guys can see from the title and thumbnail, we picked up this Aston Martin sight unseen.
Even though it was right here in Phoenix, we're picking it up ourselves. We missed the preview day and didn't get a chance to check it out.
We probably should have looked at it in person before dropping all this money sight unseen. Like, what if it's really bad damage? I don't know. We'll just cross our fingers.
It also doesn't run and drive, but
yeah.
Jeffrey thinks there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's also missing the key, so you don't know how many miles are on it. You don't know if it runs or drives. So this is a big roll of the dice, but the last few times that we've rolled the dice, it's paid off big. So we have to go big or go home. We paid for it, and now it's time to pick it up. We got the trailer back there, so we're gonna go check out the car for the first time. 8:30 a.m. here at the Copart yard, and everyone is ready to go. All sorts of tow trucks, transporters.
This industry is just one that doesn't sleep, always moving, always something going on.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys think about it, Copart auctions thousands of cars every day, and this location is one of their bigger ones. I think every sale is usually 500 to 1,000 cars, so that means a lot of people have to be picking up cars every single day from the auction. So I wonder what all these people bought, but I think we definitely got one of the coolest cars from the last sale, so let's go check it out. Introducing to the channel our new Aston Martin Virage. Now, before we can get showing you around our new Aston Martin, we have to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. You guessed it, Copart. As you all hopefully know by now, Copart is the largest salvage auction in the world with tens of thousands of vehicles. Most likely there is a Copart lot in your home city or state. As you all have heard us say time and time again, Copart is our favorite place to get our new project vehicles, just like the Aston Martin today. Copart has it all, from the exotics like we're picking up here today, to your typical normal cars over there, or your motorcycles right there, or your campers, trucks, 18-wheelers, all that good stuff on the backside. So there is something for everybody, and if you're trying to pick up your next project, then be sure to hit that link in the description below to take advantage of our special invite that'll get you $15 off your annual membership cost. So that's the best sign-up deal going on right now, but it won't last forever, so be sure to act quick and take advantage of that savings if you want to sign up. It's free to make an account if you just want to see what's out there and get a feel for what Copart's all about. But then if you want to get bidding, having a watch list, and actually buying some vehicles, then you're going to want to make a full account, and you can save some money with our special link. So thank you, Copart, for making videos like this possible. So let's get talking about it.
Yeah, so when you were saying all that, you mentioned how we get a bunch of our projects there. Sometimes not even our project cars, like our C320 and everything. Perfectly awesome cars with nothing wrong with them. This one, somewhere in between. It's definitely a little bit of a project, but yeah, it's hopefully
not too bad.
Not too much.
Yeah, this is like the perfect balance of something that is definitely fixable, but something that is gonna make a little bit of a project. Like we mentioned, it doesn't have the keys, so we're not sure if it really runs. We may have to do a little work to get it running, and of course getting a key programmed, all that jazz, but it's something that we could put our special touch on and really get a good value bang for our buck rebuild.
This one seems like it got away relatively unscathed.
Yeah, let's take a look.
The front bumper, so this is like a front splitter.
Oh yeah, the splitter.
But how did the front bumper survive?
Wow, yeah, the front bumper's totally good. And the grille, dude, this is expensive. So
yes,
that's in perfect shape. The headlights, dude, the headlights are like 3,000 bucks.
How about this fender that goes all the way up here, all the way back there?
It looks good. I don't think it's touched. Now you got to look up under it, like hopefully there's no damage. I think they hit something in the road or maybe a curb, because as you can see, this rim got obviously quite curved. Tire got a little chunk out of it. With this car, one thing that makes the Virage so special is, well, for starters, it was only made for 2 years, and they only made around 1,000 cars total. So it's one of the rarest modern Aston Martins made, and you may not even heard of this car. Comment down below if you've ever seen or heard of a Virage. It's very unknown. I mentioned it to a couple friends and they're like, what's a Virage? Like, is that some like old Aston Martin? And yes, it was made in the 90s, but they brought the name back for this V12, which slots specifically between the all-out crazy DBS like Tavares has, that's like $275,000, and the lower ticket DB9, which I think was like $180,000 or $190,000. This one is right at 220 grand starting, with options maybe 230K, so it's like halfway between. So you get the carbon ceramic brakes, which is a nice option. You get some more power, a special modified engine from the DB9, and then the Virage is born, but it only lasted 1 year.
So what you're telling me, this is all sounding like parts are gonna be hard to come by.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's why a lot of people didn't bid on it, because if you need any Virage specific parts, you're in big trouble, because these cars are so rare. Good luck finding Virage specific parts online. It's just not gonna happen. There's not many parts cars out there. So if we do need any hard to get parts, we could be in trouble, but it's a risk I'm willing to take.
I think we should have checked in with AZ Cycle Parts first, see what they had.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think they have any V12 Astons right now.
First of all, it's not totally tweaked sideways or something, so maybe like the tie rod is still attached. It's not awful. It does seem to be tipped in, like this is quite the gap, so maybe like an upper ball joint, or I don't even know how the suspension geometry is on this, if it's double wishbone or what it is. The strut's probably shot, and probably one other thing, can't wait to get this thing up on a trailer, or better yet, eventually, once we can get the key, maybe get it running up on Kyle's lift to really see up under there. But we're gonna get it on a trailer and see what we can see.
Yeah, so that's my biggest concern, is what if we have Virage specific suspension components that we need to get for this car. I don't even know if Aston Martin sells them, and good luck finding a parts car. I'm just a little worried about the parts and getting this thing rebuilt, and I'm sure other people were too, and that's how we ended up getting a pretty good deal on this car, is because there weren't a lot of other bidders.
And worst case scenario, it could be more than just replacing a part, but what about what that part attaches to? Like a control arm or something that bolts to the frame.
Oh,
what
gosh.
if that connection junction needs some repair?
Don't scare me like that. I hope there's no like frame damage or anything, because these are all aluminum and we don't want that. Okay, let's take a look at this interior. Obviously no odometer. We have no idea how many miles are on this car because it doesn't have a key. And yes, if you're wondering, keys are very expensive. We'll let you guys know how much that key costs exactly when we order it.
Oh gosh, I don't want to know. But this reminds me of our Vantage. These swan doors, really cool. And some interior cues.
Hey, your Vantage doesn't have 4 seats though.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a 2+2.
God.
You could option this with just 2 seats, but luckily this has 4 in case we ever want to take our, you know, like 4 feet tall friends back there. Pretty tight, but
well,
still
it's convertible, so just drop the top,
yeah,
and have all the headroom you want.
All right, so whoever is driving this last is pretty short, and it has no power, so
oh gosh,
I'm like jammed up here, like I don't like.
Where is the battery on this
I can't
thing?
even get my leg under the wheel. I don't know where the battery is. We're gonna have to find it.
Oh gosh.
All right, this is cool.
Another electronic release trunk in the back somewhere. Oh.
Yeah, but overall, interior looks good. This car is really cool. I can't wait in the future videos to get this thing running and driving. It has a really cool adaptive suspension mode. That also has me a little worried because that sounds expensive to replace. Most likely what's broken up there. It has a sport mode, changes the dynamics of the shifts and all the RPM and the baffles. This thing sounds incredible. Oh, it's got the Bang & Olufsen sound system with the tweeters that rise up. I'm so hyped. This car, obviously, it was $230,000 8 years ago. Like, it's going to be nice, and I think we got a steal on it, as long as nothing is tragically wrong with the interior suspension or anything up front. So, all right, Chris, you ready to get loading this thing up?
What I can't wait is at the end of this project, when we see what we're all in it for, comparing it to our Vantage that we bought for less than the price of a Toyota Camry. Remember that one? Perfectly great running and driving car. Flew in, drove it home.
Dang,
that deal's gonna be hard to beat.
You know what's crazy is we barely paid more for this car than the Vantage.
Yes, but the Vantage wasn't sitting on the ground.
I know, but fact still stands. We got a great deal on this car. Let's load it up and taking it home. All right, guys, while we're waiting for the forklift operator to get this car back on our trailer, we gotta take a look at this thing. Holy moly, this is the brand new 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. I have never even seen one in person, let alone at salvage auction, This thing is insane. This thing costs a small fortune, and this is the first one I've ever seen at salvage auction because unfortunately it got rear-ended. Oh, poor thing. I mean, not horrible, definitely fixable. Oh, he just bought the car. Poor dude, this sucks. Go look at it. See if it's open. This interior looks crazy. My goodness. Guys, do you love it or do you hate it? The purple accents on red interior. I cannot say that I've seen that many times.
So is this pinstripe purple or red?
It's like it's
purple.
That is a purple. We got the purple piping and the purple stitching. Obviously you guys know we have our Ghost, but this is just, oh, the lamb's wool mats. Oh, so comfy and squishy.
Yeah, what are you doing up in the front seat? How about the back seat?
Oh, look at that. Left side, perfectly good, untouched, but the rear, I don't know. I mean, totally fixable if you got enough money, which this car is worth investing the money into, but...
What's the deal with the fiberglass, though? I thought everything was double thick steel.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't care about weight.
Weird.
Or anything.
I didn't know this was fiberglass. Yeah, sure enough, the rear trunk, fiberglass. And the rest of the body, I guess, aluminum. Kaizen can do it. I'm sure you'd have to chop on, like cut in a new quarter and go to town. This is a major rebuild, but at the end of the day, the car's worth a lot of money.
Awesome. We'll walk out.
All right, there she goes. Got it loaded up nice and safely. Now we're gonna go put it on the truck. Here she comes. That's maybe good. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, she's on. Kristen's gonna get strapping it down, and then we're gonna take it back and put it away. Wow, this is epic. And there you guys have it. Just like that, we are back at the garage with the new Virage. That rhymed, look at me go. This thing is gonna be epic. I cannot wait, but I know this video is getting a little long, so we're gonna put the first cinematic wash edit in the beginning of part 2, which is coming, well, it'll be in a couple days.
Yeah, because we gotta clean it up because we're gonna take it over to Kyle's, then we'll also be able to go through the car. First of all, see if we can get that key and get it started, and then once up on the lift, finally be able to see what's underneath, because with the suspension slam, the whole car is sitting on the ground, so you can't even see what's wrong.
We still can't tell, so big mystery of what we're gonna find, but that's coming next video. We're gonna get the teardown, the hopefully first startup, and the total cost for the new crystal key, which I'm really scared about. So those 3 things are coming in part 2. Stay tuned. Guys, you gotta subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Comment down below what you think of the Virage, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
That it feels right.